Wayne Anderson.
Just help yourself to my lips.
Last week, we met South Auckland's greatest singer, Wayne Anderson, and his manager, Orlando Stewart.
Help yourself to my lips, to my arms, and then let's really start to
Desperate to break out of the rest home circuit, Wayne finally got an audition at a K Road night spot, the Thirsty Dog.
Forgive me, Delilah, I just couldn't take anymore.
A great performance and a positive response from the locals saw Wayne get the job.
Terrific. We got the gig. The vocal ability was the thing that they were judging on. And that's something I carry with me everywhere I go.
Exactly.
And tonight's the big night. With future bookings in the balance, Wayne's prepared himself mentally and physically. He's ready to give 100%.
I do a lot of preparation. I was ready fairly early in the day, but I've been thinking about the gig for a fortnight, And, shave and shower and get the hair right and vocalise, have to warm up, do the vocal exercises. I think preparation is a big thing. Nothing worse than being rushed, It's like eating, when you're running out the door, a bit of toast, indigestion, If you're going to have a meal, sit down and do everything properly, take the necessary amount of time, Very important to me. Because I like to look flashy when I'm on stage, and people always comment. They say, gee, that looks nice, that must have been expensive. Is that a real diamond? Tom Jones and Engelbert Humperdinck, they wear a cross like that. Because I am a perfectionist, I don't like anything to be less than 100%. If it's less than 100%, I'd rather not do it. I think when I put on my stage clothes like this, I become a different person. I'm all ready to go. So I think we plan to set off at 7 so that we can get there and prepare and rehearse and set up the sound checks and that sort of thing. So I'm just waiting for Orlando to arrive at the moment. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Been
We're running.
expecting you?
Yeah, I know. I'm running a bit late. Oh, hey.
Hoping it was you.
Yeah, cool. We better head off.
Right.
I'll
Just shove this back in the...
Yeah, I missed 3 fucking buses, like.
All right.
Yeah, so we're running a bit late. But sorry. I think we'll still have time for a sound check and that.
Yep.
So what do you got to do? You got everything?
I've done it. I've been prepared since 11 o'clock this morning. So, let's get in there because the sound check's got to be right.
After a long bus trip from South Auckland to the city, Wayne and Orlando have just enough time for a quick sound check.
Across the street to her house and she opened the door.
Sounds good from here, Wayne.
She stood there laughing.
Sounds good from here, Wayne.
I felt the knife in my hand. Too loud?
Too loud.
So when you do it Delilah, there's no need to go like that. Just go like... "Ah." So I like to hold it up here.
Oh, it's going to be a night to remember anyway.
I think so.
I reckon.
Do you need a beer?
Yeah, I do, yeah. That will help.
With the sound check completed, it's a waiting game, and Orlando is a little nervous at the low turnout.
Well, the night's been going okay so far. Sound check was really good, but there's actually not that many people have turned up, so I'm a little bit worried. It's just that, pre-match nerves, eh? But, I'm confident it'll go well.
I won't do anything wrong. It's only other people, If the microphone's right and the backing's right, I'll be right.
So you're confident?
I'm totally confident in myself.
So you're getting your song sorted out, are you?
I hope to be, yeah. I need a pen and a paper and the CDs so I can see what I'm doing.
I think that's probably only about 15, really, isn't it? They were quite short, so
Yeah.
maybe we'll do 6. All right.
That's called the entertainment cocktail.
That's an entertainment.
You could have it, Orlando. Yeah.
Not bad.
It's Now or Never, which is the song that's playing when we left.
Wayne and Orlando use the time between sound check and performance to do some last-minute preparation.
The sound check has gone really, really well. Wayne's really excited, I'm excited, the pub's starting to fill up. He's already tried to get an advance on his performance fee twice for me, but it's K Road, man. It's crazy.
Hot, beautiful Sunday. This is my beautiful day.
Showtime arrives and Wayne is ready to give the performance of his career.
Very special performance tonight, all the way from Matthew Hayward. It is Wayne the Man Anderson. He does Tom Jones, he does Roy Orbison. So let's put it together, Mr. Wayne Anderson.
Thank you. Okay, how about a Clem song from the 50s? Great Virginia. Oh, yes, I'm a great pretender. Just laughing and gay like a cloud. I seem to be what I love, you see. I'm wearing my heart like a cloud. For you don't love me, and I'll always be. There goes my heart. So happy. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace. That's out in my mind. I'm a believer. Down in my mind. Whoa, yeah. I'm a believer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tom Jones. Thank you very much.
How you feeling?
Pretty fit.
Oh man, that's so great!
Yeah.
I'm having just the best night.
Yeah, I reckon. It's gone well.
The movements, and it's not just the singing, it's the movements.
Yeah, selection of songs was good too.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I'm just going to make a call. I'll come back and you sit down, relax, man.
Okay, mate.
Take a breather, get your breath, man.
Thank you.
Okay?
Overcome with emotion, Orlando makes a snap decision.
I have to quit. No, I have to. I've just had the most amazing night. I can't work at the video store anymore. I'm going to have to go. Okay, so that's it. It's over.
Catch you there. You're off, man. Tonight, the night was fantastic. It went really, really well. Probably one of the best gigs I've ever performed, actually. And looks like they're going to invite me back next time. Don't quite know where Orlando is. He seemed to have buggered off somewhere. So it looks like I'm going to have to sort out the money side of it. But never mind about that. That's okay. I can do that. But right now, the bus is 11:30, so I'm going to have to skedaddle. So thanks very much once again, and I better run for my bus. So catch you again.
Coming up after the break, the team get down to business.
If you put out a CD, how many do you reckon you'd sell?
Minimum 1,000?
Minimum.
And Wayne solves the transport problem.
I'm sure I can get a cheap car. It's going to be.
Yeah. Maybe a Japanese one with a wound back clock, perhaps?
The morning after the gig, we find an upbeat Wayne reflecting on 30 years of collecting.
This is the Tom Jones section. He's the most important singer in my collection. That's why as you walk through the front door, you see him. There's a statue, there's a cardboard cutout of him there. And of course, this is his collection. This is his first record up there. That's his second one, Watch New Pussycat. That's his third one, that's his fourth one, and so on. And it works its way around right to the 70s, right up to the late 70s, and so on. I really have a flair for collecting, as you can see. It's not just music, it's collecting, which means order, system, being systematic, being tidy and orderly. And I think I actually got that flair from my father, who is a gun collector, who actually had the largest collection of Winchester rifles in Australasia. He had all his 120 guns spread around the wall, from the 1866 one to the 1966 one, the Centennial gold-plated Winchester. That's what he collected, Winchester rifles, with a little bullet underneath each one.
Back in Auckland City, Orlando has a hangover. But the reality of unemployment forces him to focus. Managing Wayne's singing career is not just a hobby anymore and must become a profitable enterprise.
So apparently the gig went really well then, Orlando.
Well, I thought it was the best performance I've ever seen you do.
Yeah,
And
it felt good.
it felt amazing. So as good as the gig was, it's not what I actually came round to tell you, Wayne.
Oh yeah, okay.
I actually came round because at the gig, I got a bit pissed and I quit my job. I no longer work at the video store.
Oh, well, yeah, okay, well that sounds all very fine, but have I got my $100?
Wayne, I've actually left a good job for this. I've got a wife and kids to support.
Yeah, I realise it must be a big deal for you, and I appreciate it because it's going to work out better for both of us in the long run, because it means you're going to be able to devote 100% of your managerial skills to me instead of dividing it up between your job and myself like it was before.
True. Well, I suppose that's the point of it all. And I mean, what do you need?
Well, I've got suggestions, but that's your job, you know. As I've said before, what I like to do is to sing. You know, I can do that, and I can do that better than anyone else I know. And I'm happy to throw in my ideas, but yeah, that's I guess that's where you come in.
Well, I did some pretty simple maths. I've got this pad here that I brought round. If you put out a CD, how many do you reckon you'd sell?
Minimum 1,000?
Minimum. So it's 1,000 times one Wayne CD. So we make $25 on each one. 25 times 1,000 is $25,000. I checked out the CD store and had a look at how much blank CDs are. They're $2 each. 1,000 times $2, 1,000 times 2 is $2,000. Generally, people would record an album in a studio, but they are expensive, so we won't do that. I was thinking a live album, you singing the standards live. What would it be? Wayne Anderson.
Live at Sky City Theatre.
Wayne Anderson, live. And it's got to work.
Okay. Now, who would be the band to back me? Or would I be using the CDs that I've been using?
We couldn't
Up
do
to
that
date.
for a live show, but I got this design that I've worked on as well. Wayne Anderson needs you. Are you neat, tidy, manly, and above all, musical? NZ's greatest singer is seeking musicians for his backing band to perform hits from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. No crap. And that'll be at Weymouth Community Hall next Saturday. BYO Instruments.
What I think we need is a blend of sufficient backing, but not over backing, so to keep the price down, you know. I'm thinking in your terms of territory now. But also, I don't want to be cluttered. So if it comes to a choice of being over-backed or under-backed, I'd go for under-backed.
I think you're right there, actually.
And, of course, naturally, it would keep the price down as well.
Well, that's important because we've got other things we're going to need to spend money on, don't we?
Yeah. You've obviously done a lot of homework. The figures look good.
They do, don't? And it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense. That's the thing is, and it was so simple when I actually took it apart.
Hi, Glenn. How are you? Good. Good. Oh, just up to just talking to you. You've met Orlando, my manager here.
Good to
Yeah.
see you.
And this is the camera crew here. This is my best friend from high school of 30 years. My friend Glenn Adamson comes down and sees me every day. Anyway, Glenn.
How you been? We're just going through.
Hang on, just a minute. Looks like the sun's coming through too bright. It's shining on the records. It's going to damage them. I just need to pull the blinds down. Orlando's worked out these figures, and say 25. Say we sold 25 of them. Oh, sorry, $25 each. At $25 each, times 1,000 CD. That's the minimum that I would sell. That's 2,500.
No, that's 20.
Oh, sorry, 25,000.
I found out how much CDs cost. It's like $2,000. Take the 2,000 off the 25,000, and you've got a total of $23,000
To play with.
and that's just cream. So I mean, this is just a start.
Yeah, no, obviously you've done your
But
mathematics
we've
and your
got a-
homework. It looks
We've
good.
got a plan, which is something we've
Yeah.
never had before.
No, that's
I've
right.
got time, which I've never had before.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be taking shape. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah. But I always like to, explain to Glenn about things because I tell him everything, and he's got great ideas. That's why I really like Glenn to be included as the ideas man. Sometimes Glenn just comes up with it like that. That's often when it's needed. That's what I like about him. He's spontaneous. You see.
Speaks his mind.
Yeah.
I've noticed that actually.
Coming up after the break, the search for Wayne's backing band starts with a poster run.
That's a good place to put it, Orlando. A lot of people use the cash flow, including myself.
And the team enjoy their first company dinner.
Have a drumstick and a wing. Just one of each.
The process of choosing a backing band for Wayne begins with a poster run announcing auditions to be held the following week at the Weymouth Community Centre.
Let's put one up here. Have you got sellotape?
Do you want some push pins and a hammer?
I guess. Yeah,
Sellotape or push pins?
What do you reckon?
Push pins might be better.
Maybe
Mind you, when you go up to the notice boards up... Oh no, push pins might be better, yeah.
push pins and sellotape.
We'll bring them both in case we need them, yeah.
Okay. One red one. One blue one. Oh, you got the hammer? Oh, watch your fingers. There's an ant crawling on your finger.
Yeah, I see that.
There we go. One outside the doctor's pharmacy now. Are you nervous?
I've got to make sure that the show is 100% before I take it on tour.
Yeah.
We've got to make sure we get a CD out and make sure
Everything's in place.
everything's in place.
What we could do is, I'm thinking we'll do a tour maybe of the North Island, build up a bit of interest, then put out the CD.
Yep.
That starts interest in the next one,
Yep.
and then that one's 2,000 copies.
We don't want to flood the market though. We've got to make sure how we see how
True.
the first one sells, you know.
Yeah, but you know, we could also maximise your appeal.
As long as I'm comfortable with the whole thing, then,
Yeah.
then we can give it the green light.
Oh yeah, we need to get the green light. There we go, might get a couple of car salesmen turn up now.
Somebody's off their trolley.
The oven set for the disc expert.
They just sell drinking. Can you use this? That's a good place to put it, Orlando. A lot of people use the cash flow,
No.
including myself.
Yeah,
That's all right.
good.
Not too many more places to go, is there?
Cool. Well, I think that's a good day's work, Wayne. Let's
I
go
reckon.
grab something to eat, eh?
Sure.
You and Glenn?
Have a drumstick and a wing. Just one of each.
I'll get a roast meat sandwich. And Glenn? Nothing for you?
Nothing for me,
You
thanks.
sure?
Oh yeah.
Can I get a receipt for that? Yeah. Charge that one to the company. Well, this is what it's going to be like from now on, guys.
Right?
Nosh ups. It's time to get out of the rest home market. Sky City, here we come.
Well, exactly. I mean, if you keep selling yourself cheap all the time, you get a reputation for that. And I mean, $100. I mean, I think I'm worth every cent of that.
Yeah, exactly. You're the $100 man, not the $50 man.
Exactly.
It was a busy day, but the numbers Orlando spoke about made a lot of sense. It's obviously a big step for Orlando. He's quit his job and he's got a wife and 2 kids. So obviously it proves to me that he's very dedicated to my cause. You know, he really believes in me.
I think Orlando's pretty good. He knows his numbers.
3 days later, with the auditions looming, Orlando takes Wayne to Weymouth to get the green light on the venue.
Gee, this looks like a great venue for the auditions, Orlando.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yep, this is what we need, all right? We're really going places now, Orlando.
I know, it feels like we're onwards and upwards, Wayne.
Yep, I'd say the acoustics look good in there too.
The acoustics look great.
Oh, I can see the stage from here too. That looks great.
And it's right in Weymouth, you know, exactly where you want the auditions
I
to
used
be.
to live here actually, just along the road there.
Yeah? Good, no, I think this is perfect.
Anyway, I brought along some CDs because I think really you need to improve your knowledge of music, eh? Because you're not sort of au fait with some of these singers. So brought along some of the best. There's Elvis Presley. He's
Yeah.
the best of the lot. That's got a lot of his good stuff on it.
What else we got here?
He's the world's most romantic singer.
Engelbert Humperdinck. Good.
Guard these CDs with your life, Orlando. They're very delicate. Need to be handled with care. By the way, Orlando, have I told you about my ideas for a radio station?
No, I don't think you have.
I've been giving it a lot of thought.
Coming up next week, Wayne takes delivery of his custom-made record racks.
This is the moment I've waited for.
He sets the ground rules for the band,
I think if anybody's taking drugs or alcohol, then you're less than 100%.
and the relationship between manager and singer becomes strained.
I rang Orlando and told him what he'd done, broken the CD case. He didn't really seem to understand. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone.